guys and gals, Never here for Drake Wayne Gaming, and something about on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Devil's Gambit. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! Like last time, I exit into a desolate town and spot a faint red arc of light moving towards the forest. And sure enough, the Devil of Rannai shows himself once we cross the tree line. Badger, at long last we meet again. It's not even been a week. Hello, Ranzkai. My, something troubling you? You seem sadder than usual. You already know what it is, don't you? The demon shows me a meaningful grin. Indeed, the Hazeleaf growing in the ritual site, is it? Truth be told, that caught me off guard as well. Really? But the Hazeleaf originates from the valley. Couldn't you control it then? It's true that I have some authority over the valley, but I am not its true master. That honor belongs to my parent, the Eye of Rannai. Or are you suggesting our lovemaking from the other night was secretly a ritual, a catalyst for the Hazeleaf to spread? That'd be a most devilish plot, but no. I really did not expect this to happen. So what, did the Eye just see fit for the Hazeleaf to grow there? The Eye stirs in its slumber, and it's begun using me as a vector for its influence, too. This is nothing extraordinary. It was commonplace back when my kin and yours intermingled. However, it means the Eye's sleep is much lighter than I estimated. I really cannot tell if he's lying or not, or rather, I cannot find a sign that he's trying to deceive me. Ranzkai's words feel as though they come from somewhere deep within, where words are touched by whatever defect or evil makes them imprecise, or even twists them into lies. He could be lying through his teeth and I'd never catch it, because he can't help but to tell another truth in return. Or that's the impression I get anyway. When I was naive and young, I thought the body's language was imprecise, and that words existed to clear up the little misunderstandings that came with that. But often the opposite is true. People will say one thing and then do the other, and the truth is often in the space between those. A lord might claim to care about his peasants, to want to protect them, but when he rules them with an iron fist while drowning them in taxes, it's obvious what he cares about is that they continue working their plot of land. Perhaps the truth about Ranzkai is somewhere between his words and deeds, too. In that case, as to whether I trust him or not, the answer is obvious. Now, Hector, let's get to the actual reason I'm here tonight. Before I can protest him changing the topic, he places a finger on top of my lips. Yes, you possess that thirst for knowledge so typical of mortals. Trust me, all your questions shall be answered tonight. We might as well have some fun in the process. What do you have in mind? I know a quick path to the ruins in the valley's threshold. Why don't we explore them together? Who knows, we might find something interesting. Yes, following a demon to the isolated ruins of a fallen civilization. Every night Ranzkai shows up, he seems to pull me closer and closer to the valley. He could be luring me into some sort of trap or trying to spirit me away, but from his voice and what experiences I had with him, it feels like he's just playing with me. That's how he is, isn't it? He'll look down at me like I'm a tasty morsel of meat, say the most degrading things, and treat me like an object, but it never feels truly evil. Alright, as long as you keep your word. Naturally. Now, follow me. The demon envelops my hand in his and pulls me along. I'm struck silent by how warm his touch is. Suddenly the sensations from when we laid together come back to me, and all sorts of ideas of what we could attempt in the privacy of the valley's ruins pop up. Cool your head, Hector. At this rate, you'll become more of a sex fiend than the demon himself. What's wrong? It's nothing. Are you scared? You should be. Perhaps this time I'll kidnap you and keep you all for myself. My heart skips a beat and I curse under my breath. The forest gives way to crumbled ruins, and we walk down what I can only assume to be a former road of a once prosperous town. I thought little of it first time I was here, but after seeing the forest shrine, I can picture what this place looked like in its heyday. Countless houses built of stone, small castles. Nothing like the wooden huts I'm used to seeing in Oblon and Rannai. Wolves, or it would have been demons, walking down the same road on their way to work or perhaps to trade. There can't be much farmland in the stretch between the forest and the valley, so I figure if this wasn't inhabited entirely by demons, it was a city of traders. Unless the land back then wasn't as hostile and they could grow crops here. We go up some steps and reach what seems to be a plaza. Before us are the remnants of a fountain, overlooked by a tower that has endured the test of time, better than most other buildings. At first, I wonder if it used to be an observation tower, but it actually reminds me more of the town's shrine, just made entirely of stone. The architecture is identical. Fascinating, isn't it? Ranzkai swiftly steps inside, and, not wanting to be left behind, I run after him. The demon has his arms crossed and one hoof on top of a rock, looking at the stars through what is now more of a hole than ceiling. You know, Badger, we would have fit in the old Rannai. Demons and mortals walking side by side. That used to be the norm. How far has Rannai fallen, reduced to little more than a sad colony? The once proud wolves whom my kin held as equals, as family, now bow their heads to a butcher of a tyrant. Wait, are you saying this used to be Rannai? Right in the valley itself? Not quite. The original Rannai, where the wolves' ancestors flourished, is in the valley's heart. This was more of a temporary settlement before me and the valley chased them off. Even knowing how open they are about their demonic legends, that's incredible. And yet, it's true. Not that it matters anymore. In the end, the wolves proved unfit to guard the eye, and now they're too weak to even resist the Duke. I will protect them from the worst consequences of their neglect. The eye shall not awaken under my watch, but there's nothing to do about the misery they've brought upon themselves. Second, y'all. Water time. Y'all, and we are back. Alright. I don't think they had a choice, Ranzkai. Slowly, he lowers his gaze and his ears flutter. Then he chuckles as he looks back at me, gritting his teeth through a smile. They did. And they do. Oh, yes, they do. As long as they have claws and fangs, they do. Should the townspeople butcher the Duke like cattle, no matter the consequences? Or does he mean something else? I can't blame the people of Rannai for not taking the risk. Grandpa did exactly that, and even if ultimately things improved afterward, the price was steep. As much as I dislike Grandpa, I'm not sure I'd have the courage to do what he had to. But did it mean anything to Oberlin's survival? Even with our previous, lord overthrowing, the plague ruined Oberlin just the same. His sacrifices meant little for our town's survival. But it allowed my father and I to lead better lives. Perhaps that is what Ranzkai is getting at. The demon's tail gently wags as we walk out of the decrepit building and further down the road. Did you also live in the old Rannai, Ranzkai? He wraps his necklace around one of his fingers, thinking. I was only born after the wolves abandoned it, so I didn't get to experience its glory days. However, I saw glimpses of it through the memories of other demons that were sacrificed to create me. Sacrificed? I stopped dead in my tracks. How do I say this? Who are you really, Ranzkai? He looks at me with such levity, like he cannot see why my question would even matter. I am a demon. Is that not enough? Not really. I want to know more about you. I know. Well... He breaks into a sprint suddenly. Maybe I'll tell you more if you can catch me. Wait! I go after him, but trying to catch him is like chasing my shadow. I can never get close enough, and just when I think I have him cornered, I make a turn and see he has vanished, only for him to reappear behind me. Eventually, I see him go into what was probably a house, and I hear his hooves as he goes upstairs. I've got him. He's got nowhere to run now. I climb to the roof, and then he's nowhere to be seen. Below me are ruins, and the valley starting not too far away. I glance at the mountains, and I swear their eyes are blinking at me. Damn it, using magic to escape is too unfair. I'm about to turn back when suddenly I'm hugged from behind. A small scream escapes my throat, then I see Ranzkai's grinning face right next to me. Caught you. What? I was the one chasing after you! The predator becomes the prey. When did I say I couldn't catch you too? Even in nature, prey will strike back, Hector. Or do you think the hooves and horns are all for show? I giggle as he squeezes my belly, making a half-hearted attempt at breaking free. But he wants more than just to tickle me, judging by one of his hands going lower and lower. Wait. What is it? If we have sex, will Hazeleaf grow here as well? I have a counter... Bah! Got my throat. 1 second now. Oh. God. That malted milk is so good. I have a countermeasure for it this time, courtesy of the ancient wolves of Rannai and their dusty old tomes. He steps away, each step following a rhythm. Slowly he takes off piece after piece of his attire, turning around as to call attention to every centimeter of his body. When he gets to his loincloth, he stops and shoots back a piercing look. With a smile, the demon unfastens his belt, which slides off his tail and hits the floor, and right at that moment, he turns to face me once again, holding up his loincloth in a dramatic pose. Does your loincloth have something to do with this countermeasure? Look a little closer. I squint and notice something painted on the red fabric, some sort of woven sigil, though it has runes I've never seen before. What is that? Ranzkai clears his throat and kneels, laying his loincloth on the floor. Since the Eye is using me as a vector, it may be impossible to ward off its influence. However, the ancient Rannai wolves devised a sigil to use that influence against it. Nice fluffy down there. You don't seem very convinced. It's just, the Hazeleaf took you by surprise, no? Are you sure this will work? It's an old and tried method, Badger. Older than myself, in fact. It's not that I don't believe him, but what if he's mistaken? Although, Ranzkai might have accounted for that already. Nobody will bat an eye to Hazeleaf growing this close to the valley, so if it doesn't work, at least it won't make things much worse than they already are. Is that why he lured me all the way out here? Besides, I do want to find out if it works. Alright, let's do it. He smiles ear to ear. Perfect. Ranzkai looks around for rocks to secure the sigil to the floor. However, just as he's about to do it, he stares at his loincloth and then back at me, or rather, at my nose. Change of plans. He shoves the used loincloth onto my face. Immediately, the smell of thousands of springs rushes into my nose, tearing a moan out of me. Ranzkai drags a finger on my boner, chuckling before tying the loincloth around my face. Yes, this shall do. A whine escapes me as his sharp claws dig into me through my clothes, ready to tear them apart in a second now. Now, shall we try it out, my beloved Badger? We fall to the cold floor, and I look into Ranzkai's eyes as his hands get under my clothes and he undresses me. In them is a badger, his face covered by particularly pungent loincloth, painted red with a hint of purple by a demon's iris. I'm not so big of a fool not to have reservations. He might deceive me, or perhaps the sigil won't work, but I can't say no because it is what I want. It crossed my mind every once in a while that Ranzkai is like the old Cadgan, how quickly he switches between love and venomous spite, those smiles that endear me no matter how punchable they are, the games and adventures in the forest. Even his feud with the Duke, the few times he's mentioned Manol, and when I told him about Oblon as well, there was this fire in his eyes. Sometimes violent, sometimes quiet, but always intense. There is something in him deeply concerned with justice, and now that I see myself in them, I know why. He's not truly like Cadgan. The version of him I idealized never existed, after all. Rather, he's what I wanted out of the wolf, what I imagined he'd grow into after 9 years. Did Ranzkai become this way on purpose, or did something in him change the moment he looked at my heart and decided he wanted it? Could it be that, in a sense, I created Ranzkai? I can't tell, but no matter how I look at it, the other Cadgan is back. He's real now. As real as Ranzkai's hands on my hips, his tongue on my chest, his teeth nibbling on my nipples. But if so, then just who is that red and purple badger I see in his eyes? If looking into my heart made Ranzkai into a Cadgan that previously didn't exist, then could it be I've become more devilish in turn? Perhaps Cecilia was right. If only out of pure dumb luck. I am a demon. I carry the hunger of one. It's not enough. Nothing is enough. I want Ranzkai. I want to help Cadgan. I want to save Oblon. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!